And, you know, he actually made, as crazy as this might sound, this doesn't sound crazy. As crazy as this might sound, his what he actually did with Diddy, or didn't really do anything with Diddy, but what he did with him and Diddy and Cassie is weird and it's gross, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. To me, I mean, he actually never touched Diddy. Diddy never touched him. Which again, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't butt buddies is what I'm saying. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't know. You judge. Maybe you could tell. You guys let me know whether let's listen to this guy and you guys tell me whether you think he's being truthful or not. I don't really like this whole this thing that they're doing to him. I'm not really into it. Not really into it, but and I heard some really crazy things about this guy. This guy right here. This guy is he calls himself the Punisher. And he is a male stripper slash nookie worker. So he gets paid to do the thing. You know what I'm saying? And he sat down he had an interview with Cameron. And you know, he actually made, as crazy as this might sound, this doesn't sound crazy. As crazy as this might sound, what he actually did with Diddy, or didn't really do anything with Diddy, but what he did with him and Diddy and Cassie is weird and it's gross, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. To me, I mean, he actually never touched Diddy. Diddy never touched him. Which again, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't butt buddies is what I'm saying. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't know. You judge. Maybe you could tell. You guys let me know whether let's listen to this guy and you guys tell me whether you think he's being truthful or not. Let's get to this part right here. Bam.
Address and the time to show up. And I'm thinking I'm showing up to do a party, just a regular little striptease.
So he said Cassie called him and set up the whole thing. They used the fake name. So he didn't know that who it was that he was going to be, you know, meeting up with or seeing. So he just thinks that he's going to do a striptease for a couple. Now let's forget about how weird that all sounds and so on, and just let that go.
He's for a birthday girl.
But like, that's a great answer. How do they find you? Like, is it ads, internet? Like, how do they even track somebody like you down?
Oh yeah, all my marketing and stuff in my business is like SEO, so Google searches. So if you go online in the New York City area and you put in male strippers for hire or whatever, my website's gonna come up. So they just clicked on the website and called the number, and I just happened to pick up the phone. I don't think they were looking for me specifically.
Right.
I just picked up the phone.
Got you. Where did let's say the first time, where did this?
I mean, are you happy about your situation, or are you not happy, right? Are you mad that you picked up the phone that day, or would you like, I would have liked to make the money? I don't know.
Where do these events usually happen at? Puff's house, Cassie's house, hotel? Like, where did these events happen at?
I was all super high-end hotels.
Gotcha.
So I remember it was the Trump Tower, Essex House, the London Hotel, the Gramercy Hotel. It was another hotel, Central Park West. I don't know. I don't remember the name, but they were all along the lines of super high-end, super suites. One of the suites, man, in the London Hotel, it was so crazy when I got out of it. I Googled it, and the joint was like $30K a night, yo.
Wow.
I never seen nothing like this in my life, man. The hotel room looked like, you know that scene in the Titanic when they walk in that ballroom and the stairway well comes down?
Right.
Like, the hotel room was crazy, man.
How often did they call you or book you?
like I said in my I can't remember the exact amount of time. So I estimated between 8 and 12 times, but it would be like every few months, but it would be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like I would come Friday night, then they say come back Saturday night, then come back Sunday. And then I might not be called for 3-4 months, and then they'll just pop up. So at the time I thought they lived out of town.
So, I mean, he's been messing around with these people for years.
You know, she would call me from a Cali number. So I assumed they were out of state, and she basically said, yo, can I hit you when we're in town? Right. But it would be multiple nights in a row, but months in between.
Right. And if some of these questions that I asked you may seem repeated because you've been asked these same.
Redundant, but yes. Let's get to this part right here, though. Let's move on to this part.
It was 1,200 or 2,000. No, we just kept doing what we was doing.
Right. So the nigga basically, pardon me, I'm gathering information as we talk. Y'all in the bed, he's circling the room, takes us.
So he never actually touched Diddy. And Diddy generally wore a mask for most of the times at the beginning, like one of them like things where you can't even see his face, like the women in Islam wear. And then eventually he was just wearing a hat, but he would be naked. And while him and this guy and Cassie were doing their thing, he would be across the room beating his meat. Until this one time that he's speaking about.
A second, just throw it on the bed.
Just throw it on the bed.
Wow. It's crazy. Sorry about that. I was just thinking, what was the most money you made doing this with them?
Every single time I came, it was 1,200 or 2,000.
Double entendre.
But like I said, sometimes I could come 3 days in a row.
Right.
Pause.
So it would be 1,200, 2,000, 1,200 for that. You know what I'm saying?
For that session.
3 days. Yeah, exactly.
Got you. And it would last 2-3 days?
Yeah, 2-3 days, but not straight. Like a few hours, I'll go home, you'll come back again. A few hours, I'll go home, come back again. You know?
Niggas on time. I niggas on clockwork. That's a wild nigga, man. I also seen that you say Cassie said she felt comfortable with you. Did you take that as she liked you?
That's a good question, Cam. That's a really good question, Cam. And I have to be real. Shout out. Who the hell am I? I'm just a regular guy, just a regular nobody. But I tell you what, man, Cameron and Mace are becoming some of my favorite media people. They ask the right questions. They got the swag. They got they got the energy. They can tighten it up when they need to. Obviously, he's Cameron, but he's still asking better questions than half these attorneys.
Not really. I knew it was clear, man. This was something we were setting up for her dude, right? At the time, I'm thinking her husband, because she said this to me the very first encounter, right? So I didn't think it was a personable, she's into me. But obviously, if this is something that has to be done based on their sexual fetish, well, she's going to do it with somebody that, all right, I'm comfortable with this dude, you know?
Right.
So I always took it as, however the vibe was, however things went, it worked for her. So that's why she said, I want to call you back, you know?
Got you. Did Puff ever appear jealous while you guys were having intercourse or participating with each other?
Another very good question. Another great question. Man, why is it that Cameron is asking better questions than the attorneys and all these other interviews that this guy did? And Cameron's asking better questions than everybody else, hands down. I'm not even joking. Shout out to Cameron, man. Shoot. Shout out to you, bro.
Not at all, man. Not at all. It's like good to go. Like I told you, the focus was making sure he got the right visuals, the lighting was right, put more baby oil on. Like he was into it from an enjoyment standpoint, not. Yeah.
So, but you saying he basically never was jealous. Did Cassie ever reach out to you without Puff?
Once again, another great question. Shout out to Cameron.
Nah, it was strictly business. And honestly, man, I wasn't even trying to play that, get caught up in some type of fantasy. I know one of the other dudes got caught up in some fantasy of they could be together. I knew what it was, man.
Right.
she with a dude in $30,000 a night suites. Like I move, I can pull it off with chicks, but you know, that's a tough act to follow. You know what I'm saying? So I saw it.
Oh, it's so real though. That's so real though. It's like, man, I can't afford this, bro. I can't afford this chick. I don't know. Like, it's cool that I can do what I can do and make some money, but like taking it for real, like there's no way.
There's an opportunity, man, and I was just trying to come through to, you know, come up whatever way I could with that easy money, how I saw it.
Yeah, I ain't knocking money.
Easy money. I don't know, man. That seems a bit crazy.
Nigga, how was that pussy though?
Cam just had to ask. He just had to ask.
I mean, bro, even if it was fire.
Bro,
hey, you know what? Okay. This is the most real answer. And the reason why I think it's the most real answer, and it's crazy. The reason why I think this is the most real answer is because if I were to put myself in this situation, I think that I would probably, and again, we're stretching now, right? We're just trying to, just for the sake of argument, if I were to put myself in that situation, I would probably feel what he's about to say right now. Hold on.
Political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street and 40th was the pussy. How was that pussy, my nigga?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like, I got a dude pacing back and forth, beating his joint. You know what I'm saying? My peripherals, my spider senses is wilding. You know what I'm saying? And especially when I found out it was Puff. When I found out it was Puff, it got all the way worse because if you grew up in Harlem, if you grew up in that era, I can't validate it, but everybody knows there's rumors, right? There's rumors that he could be, you know, interested in dudes. So the whole time I'm semi-paranoid. Like I wrote in my book, bro, for real, I got a hearing problem.
Right.
And sometimes when he would give her directions, I would hear like something completely different. Like he'll say, yo, I like the position you in. And I'm like, yo, did he just say I wish I could penetrate him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hearing, like, yo, hold on, wait, what did you just say? Like,
so basically, you never could get comfortable because. So let's just be clear and get the elephant out the room for the audience. You're not gay, you're saying?
Absolutely not.
Right. So therefore, you're saying that already, just to put everything into perspective, that you're there for this chicken to get this money. You don't know it's Puff this whole time. So you're already thinking like, okay, this nigga's being weird, whoever it is. And I got to keep an eye out for him because we don't know what type, in case if he get mad, if he want to join, I'm not with none of that. I'm here to bone your bitch like you paid me to do and stay the fuck out of it. But what you're saying is the paranoia intensified once you found out it was Puff and you like, oh, hold on. Now this shit done got to a 10 because not only am I fucking this nigga girl, but it's Puff. So now you say you hearing shit that you wasn't hearing, and now you can't really enjoy the pussy like you want to enjoy it. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like I'm not intimately connected, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I don't think I got a real erection the entire time.
Right.
Like I was loading up on any pill, anything that I could take just to get there because I could not connect.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It was too.
I mean, it's got to be weird, right? Come on, man. Like, you know, like you got a guy like 10 feet away from you pacing back and forth, beating his meat. Right? Like, I mean, that couldn't be easy. That couldn't be easy. I'm just trying to, I'm just for the sake of argument, just putting myself in that situation. I was like, I can't imagine that something like that would be, I probably wouldn't be able to keep it together myself either. Just saying.
Paranoid, it was official paranoid, bro. Like, because I'm not used to being in that situation. And then it's like homie got on the veil and butt naked. And then
got on a veil, butt naked.
Not used to being in that situation, and then it's like homie got on the veil and butt naked, and then like I said, I find out it's Puff, and then it's the rumors. So real talk, I'm like, yo, I don't want this to go left.
Right.
So,
well, listen, man, we're gonna get you some pink horsepower because it don't matter what the situation is. That joint work. We're gonna, you from the block, we'll send you a case up there. Nah, you already, nigga. That ain't about nothing. Did you go raw ever?
Yo, bro, yeah, for real, bro. That same day when he threw the stack of hundreds,
right?
Like we were on the bed and And, you know, I started out, you know, I'm eating a box, right? And after, you would tell it was like some excitement, some connection. So when I pop up, she's scooting towards me for the penetration, and she kind of looked at him, and he was like, "Yo, go ahead, have a good time." And I was wild reckless. I just it was what it was.
So it's only one time you went raw. You repeatedly went raw.
That was, let's say that was the 4th time, and then it was every time to the last time.
Got you. Gotta go raw sometime. You gotta go raw, and Cassie be like that, my nigga.
Yo, man, like, how do you wife a chick after that? You know what I mean? Like, what happens when you've already wifed her and you find out all this stuff and it's just like on the internet? Like, that's crazy. Damn, trying to get while watching the back door. Gotta say, yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Look, you got people be weird out here. People be weird out here, man. And if you don't set clear boundaries, no telling where the hell you're going to end up and what you're going to end up doing. Never, ever know. Never know. Never know. One day we'll do story time and talk about a couple of times I got in a situation where I look around. I'm like, hey, man, where's everybody else? Look around. I'm like, oh, hell no. This is not what I thought it was, is it? Oh, I'm going to slowly back out of here before I get my booty, my booty tuck. Shout out to Noise. What he says, he says, I know the husband's soul is hurt. Bro, how do you even look at her anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, is it right? Do you oh, babe, it's okay. Right? Like, so this guy's talking about how he was like eating the box and then he got to hit it raw. Like, I mean, I know the girl that I eventually hope to marry or whatever is probably not going to be a virgin, but I don't need to know all the dudes that she hooked up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know she's done it, but I don't need to know who they are and where they are, and it doesn't need to be put all over the internet. But I digress. Let's let him rock.
Some of my co-hosts, they got a couple questions for you, but I got one more question before they ask you a couple questions. We hear about 50's baby mom, Daphne, being involved in some of these things. Did you ever fuck Daphne, 50 Cent's baby mother?
Nah, every time I was called or involved in any way, it was only Cassie specifically.
So that was some information that I thought is important. So this guy in particular, it was only him and Cassie, and then Diddy was in the corner. And they always kind of made it seem like it was always like these big old, it was like basic like orgies. And again, I'm not shooting Diddy any bail. All I'm simply saying is that it's not nearly as weird and crazy as people were trying to make it seem. I mean, it is weird and crazy, but and this guy could be lying. This guy could be lying. He could be lying. Him and Diddy could have been going bit back. He even says that him and Diddy actually never spoke. They never spoke. He only spoke to Cassie. He never spoke to Diddy. And at least this is what he testified to. And they didn't call him a liar up there on the stand. So I would imagine at least these basic facts are close to the truth. I digress.
All right, cool, man. Hey, yo, my man, Larry, Sheree, you got a question for him? We get ready to wrap this up. Sheree, you've been great, man, and thank you for participating. A couple more questions before we get you out of here. And also, we want to talk about your book before you go as well.
I appreciate that.
Yo, what's good, fam? So my question is, you said on the first night, that she asked you if you wanted to continue, and you said no. So I'm asking is, she wanted to continue. Was Puff there? So basically I'm saying, did she want to do it without Puff?
So when she came back in the room and asked me, her actual words was, do you want to finish? Right? So I found out later, finish meant me busting the nut.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So she offered, but like I said, I just turned it down. And if I'm keeping it 100, part of the reason why I turned it down is because I was struggling to get my joint up and hold an erection anyway, because homie got on the veil. I don't know who it is. He's pacing back and forth. So
Oh, God damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I mean, if you need to pay that rent, though, you know what I'm saying?
I couldn't get in that zone anyway. So I turned it down. Obviously, I'm trying to be professional or whatever, but at the same time, I don't think I could have finished if I wanted to.
But he wasn't in the room with you anymore.
He wasn't, but what I would assume what would have happened was she would have said, do I want to? And if I would have started, he would have walked back in.
All right, then I got two more. So the other one was when he threw a stack of money on you. Were you able to keep that money? Was that the most money that he threw on you? Was that like you said it was a stack of hundreds? Like how like you said earlier, 1,200 to 2,000. What
having another man throw money on a bed while you're having sex with his chick is crazy work. Crazy work.
Is it more than that, or was that the 1,200 or 2,000? Because when I think of a stack, I think of like 5,000, 10,000.
Nah, it wasn't a stack. It was. I believe it was 2,000. And honestly, I thought that was a day I was going to really make a lot of bread because the 2,000 got thrown on the bed, was put to the side. As soon as we finished, it was handed to me. So I was hoping then she was going to come because he would come at the end of the night and pay me again. And that'd be an additional money. But that's
damn, man, Diddy and Cassie straight had they were ordering up some hookers and shit. That's crazy. That's crazy.
1,000 ended up just being the money I got. So it wasn't like a super payday of a session. So I just pretty much got my money in advance,
I got you. My last question is, when all this kind of came about, there's this history now of Puff being really violent. Were you scared to testify? Are you scared of retribution? Are you like was that an issue for you to go testify?
Yeah, I mean, it's something you have to consider, right? But look,
fair use.
What I understand is the details of what went on. Obviously, they're going to be embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? In terms of what happened in those encounters, and I got to testify to what happened. But the truth of the matter is, I don't feel like I was biased or let's say, threw him under the bus, right? None of my testimony is saying she was abused. Like, there was aggression, there was it was not consented. You know what I'm saying? She was under the influence of the drugs, because that's just not true, right? Like, everything seemed in the right mind. Everybody seemed cool. All my communications and everything with her was on point. So honestly, I thought me testifying my actual facts actually probably benefited the defense. To this day, I'm still not exactly sure why the prosecution wanted me to testify. So I felt like as long as I go up there and say exactly what happened, again, there's going to be an embarrassing element to it. But I don't think I don't think my testimony seemed biased, as if I was trying to do anything other than telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not like framing things, you know what I'm saying, to go out of my way to put him in a bad light or put anybody in a light other than what the facts were.
I'd have to agree with that. And so